Hello, everyone. This is just a quick little intro to kind of explain to you why you guys saw this video number 57 on YouTube, and then why it was taken down for just a short while, and now why I am re-uploading the video. The reason for that is there was a glaring mistake that I made in one of my mathematical calculations. No one pointed this out to me, which is kind of interesting. I just happened to see it myself and was like, whoa, that's completely wrong. So I wanted to correct that and make you guys aware of that mistake. Clearly, I'm just human, so I'm not AI, I'm not a robot. So I do make mistakes, but when I make a mistake, I want to own up to it and make you guys aware of it. So that's what I've done. I'm going to add a chapter in to this video so you guys can jump right to that point where I made the mistake, and then you can see the correction from there. Okay, let's get into the video. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the 1111 Matrix Code Revealed. As always, I'm your host, Garrett King. Okay, today you guys are kind of getting a rare treat. You're getting two videos in one day. As I said if you guys haven't watched it yet, I did a video, which I haven't done in quite a while. I think it's been over a year, demonstrating the interaction with, I always refer to them as intradimensional beings, or those on the other side. I don't know exactly where they're coming from. If they're interdimensional, if they're extraterrestrial, I have no idea. But yeah, so it's been a while since I've done one of those videos demonstrating that, and I've caught some very interesting stuff, which I talk about in the video. So if you guys want to see that, jump over to the ITC photography playlist. It'll be video 6. Check that out. It's pretty interesting. So in this video, we're going to talk about the 1111 matrix code, and something interesting that I found just since the last recording. Now, in the last video, I talked about the number connections that were taking place with all of the books of the Torah, the first 5 books, and the number of character letters and how those numbers interact and they connect with one another. And the only oddity was Leviticus, how it used a base 6 type of mathematics to perform its little trick. I don't know what else to call it. And I had mentioned that I was going to start looking into this whole base 6 mathematics, because it just seemed odd to me that this one particular book is using that type of math when everything else wasn't. So I did find a connection. Literally didn't take very long at all, which was a little surprising, almost as though it was meant to happen. So yeah, let's go ahead and just jump into this. I was going to say very quickly, I was supposed to record with Micah Dink today, and for whatever reason, he asked yesterday if I would be able to record yesterday, and unfortunately I couldn't. So we've moved our recording date to the 9th of March, which I think is a Saturday, I think. So yeah, so it's going to be moved a little bit, but anyway, is what it is. But since I had that free time, that time allotted, I thought I'd go ahead and put out a couple of videos for you guys, since, it's kind of been a while since, I've done the ITC one, and I just haven't been able to put out as many videos as I was. So I thought I would give you guys kind of a rare treat and 2 videos in one day. Okay, so let's look at the information that I found since the last video. And this is connecting back to our DNA. Okay, so yeah, these connections, folks, it's just crazy how all of this fits together and how all of this works. So this will probably be a short video, but again, very, very interesting. Okay, so we've talked about DNA in the past, and I just want to show you guys something. So the composition of our DNA, the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons of each, okay? So I think I've talked about this. I know some of you have left comments, and I know that Micah had mentioned it in one of our, in fact, it may have been the last recording that he and I did. Maybe, I don't remember, but I know that we talked about it. So let's just look at each one of the elements, okay, that make up our DNA. So there's carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and phosphorus. So carbon has 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. Hydrogen has 1 proton, 0 neutrons, and 1 electron. Oxygen has 8 across the board, so 8 protons, 8 neutrons, 8 electrons. Nitrogen, it's 7 across the board, so 7 protons, 7 neutrons, and 7 electrons. And then we get to phosphorus. So phosphorus has 15 protons, 16 neutrons, and 15 electrons. So when we begin to reduce those numbers down to their first reduction, okay, so 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18. That's going to be for carbon. Hydrogen, we have 1 and 1, so that's 2. Oxygen is 8, 8, 8, so 8 times 3 is 24. Nitrogen is 7, 7, 7, so 7 times 3 is 21. And then we have phosphorus with 15, 16, and 15 for a total of 46. Now, here's what's interesting. So if we take 18 plus 2 plus 24 plus 21 plus 46, we get 111. And 111 is the equivalent of 37 times 3. Okay? So the reason I'm showing you that is because of this 3-7 connection, this 37. It shows up time and time again. Now, what do we get if we reduce these numbers down even further? So let's take a look at that. Let's pull up the calculator. All right, so 1 and 8 is 9. 2, it's already reduced to its lowest, so we're going to add 2. All right, and then 24, 2 and 4 is 6. 21, so 2 and 1 is 3. And then 4 and 6 is 10, which would further reduce to 1. Okay, so we get the grand total of 21. Now, why is this important? Well, again, chasing that 3-7 connection. 3 times 7 is 21. Okay. Not only that, but 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, so hold that in your mind for just a moment. We have 3. Now, this is incredibly interesting. So if we take the Hebrew words for carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and phosphorus, okay, and we look at the ordinal value for each one of those. So carbon has an ordinal value of 52. Hydrogen has an ordinal value of 50. Oxygen has an ordinal value of 53. Nitrogen has an ordinal value of 55. And phosphorus has an ordinal value of 49. Now, I'm talking about Gematria here. And just to demonstrate this, so you guys can see, once again, that I'm not making anything up. So this is the word for carbon. So let's just show you the translation. Okay, you can see it's carbon. And then let's come over here, paste it into the Gematria calculator. And as you can see, the ordinal value is 52. Okay, just as I have here. All right, and we'll just run through each one of these really quick. So the next one is hydrogen. As you can see, that's the translation. And this is the ordinal value of 50. Okay, and if you guys can't see this, let's see if I can zoom in on that. Okay, so you can see ordinal. And it's everything's popping up here. And the value is 50. Okay, so straight across. All right, let's go to oxygen. Paste that in. Okay, so you can see the translation. It's oxygen. And let's paste it in here. The ordinal value is 53, just as I have here. All right, we're going to do nitrogen. Paste it in. Okay, you can see it's nitrogen. Let's come over here, paste it in. The ordinal value is 55, just as I have here. And then the last one is phosphorus. All right, paste it in. As you can see, phosphorus. And paste that in. And the value is 49. Okay? All right. So what do we get when we start adding these together? All right. So 52 plus 50. I already have it on the screen, but I'm just doing the math so you guys can see it. 53, 55, and 49. We get a grand total of 259. Okay. Now, there's something special about this number, and I'll get back to it in just a moment. But again, let's jump back to the 3-7 connection, that number 37. So 259 is the equivalent of 37 times 7. Okay. Now, remember, up here we had 111, which was 37 times 3. Okay, so we have the times 3 and now the times 7, that 3 and 7 connection again. Okay, and then of course when we reduce that down even further, we got 21, which was 7 times 3, and 2 and 1 is 3. Okay, so now let's look at these numbers down here. Let's clear this. Okay, all right. We're gonna reduce these numbers right here down as well. So 5 and 2 is 7. Okay, 5 and 0 is 5. 5 and 3 is 8. 5 and 5 is 10, which would further reduce to 1. Okay, and then 9 and 4. Okay, so 9 plus 4 is 13, and 3 and 1 is 4. Okay, so we're going to add 4. Now we have 25. Okay, now it's a double-digit number. Let's reduce it down again. So 2 and 5 is 7. Okay, 7. Now keep in mind, up here we had 21. 2 and 1 is 3. So 3, and then 2 and 5 is 7. 3 and 7, it's that 3-7 connection again. That 37. Yeah. It's crazy. Okay, now I'm thinking about something here. Now that I'm seeing this, so 2 and 5 plus the 21 is 46, the same number that we have up here. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Okay, folks, I'm going to interrupt this video for just a second. So you can see me in the video thinking about that number 46. And of course, I saw the 46 up here. But in my head, I'm sitting here thinking, that number means something. That number means something. And I couldn't pull it just yet. But after the video, I went and looked. And sure enough, 46 is the value in Greek for theos, which means God. Yeah, so there's an even bigger connection there. So 46, value of theos in Greek Gematria, means God. So let's begin to look at something here. So I talked about how 52 plus 50 plus 53 plus 55 plus 49, the Gematria values of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and phosphorus, has a grand total of 259. Now, this is where the base 6 connection comes in. My body got chills when I did this. So let's look. Base 6 converter. Okay. So let's just throw this out there, folks. And again, I have to say this. I say this every time. What is the what are the chances? Okay. What are the chances that in base 6, that 259, when converted, would have the value of 1111? Yeah. 259, when converted to base 6 mathematics, is 1111. It's beyond coincidence, folks. Again and again and again. I mean, we're clearly seeing a code. It's clearly obvious, and it's clearly obvious that this is not coincidence. It never has been. Okay, folks. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, this is an updated version, this little end portion. So in the previous video that I uploaded, I made a mathematical calculation and it was a mistake. And again, as I said at the intro, I want to own up to the mistake. Anytime I make a mistake, I'm going to own up to it. It's kind of crazy that I didn't catch this, but I know how the mistake was made. And the mistake that I'm talking about is when I took the numbers 259, as we see right here, and added 1111. In the previous version of the video, I said that the total was 391. Well, that's absolutely impossible, because 259 plus 111 is 370. Yeah. So, yeah, in the previous video, I talked about, 391 being a mirror reflection or an anagram of 913, which is the value of Bereshit, the first word in Genesis 1:1. Now, while all of that is true, the total of 259 and 111 is not 391. It's 370. So again, we're chasing that 3 and 7, or that 37 number connection. Okay, so there is still a connection by adding those two numbers together. Just not the one that I originally explained, because again, my math was off. How did I make the mistake? Well, it's pretty simple. When I was reducing these numbers down, I talked about how 18 to 24, 21, and 46, when we reduce those numbers down to the single digits and add them together, the total is 21. I already had that sitting in the calculator when I was adding 259 and 311. So if we add 259, or did I say 311? 259 and 111, as you can see, we get 391. So that was my mistake. I didn't realize I had 21 already sitting there in the calculator when I started adding 259 and 111. So again, like I said, folks, I'm only human. I am prone to making mistakes, and I will own up to it. So yeah, it's just, I'm glad I caught it. But as soon as I caught it, I immediately took the video down so that I could, announce the mistake, and then just re-upload the video, letting you guys know. So, yeah. But again, it's still interesting. It's still interesting that we have that 3-7 connection, that 37. still pretty wild. Not as cool, I guess, in my opinion, as the other connection, but it was a false connection. So, yeah. All right. That's basically it, folks. Again, like I said, it was a mistake. I want to own up to it. I don't want to put out any information that is not correct. So, yeah, I just wanted to clear the air on that and make you guys aware that I screwed up. So, okay, let's get back to the video. Thanks. All right, going to end this video for now. And as you probably know and have guessed, I will be digging into this even more, trying to find these connections. And again, hopefully getting closer and closer and closer to the truth. Finding some kind of truth at the end of all this. That's the goal. So, okay. All right, folks, that's it for now. And until next time, I hope you all take care and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.